G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. Thanks so much for being here today. I am going to do a fireworks effect today, and I'm going to do it in my little oval mold. This one's got a little lip, so when you turn it out it's like a trinket tray. It's got little sides, so I'm going to use that. I'm not quite sure what the fireworks is going to do, whether I'm going to get like, because you know how I do the dots and then they kind of spread, so I'm not sure. I'll probably get longer ones here, shorter ones there. But anyway, I want to see what it looks like. Now, I've got these crushed glass chips that I've had for a long time, and I thought I'd like to use those today. So I've just mixed my resin, and I'm using this Let's Resin Fast Cure. It's a 1-to-1, but because A is heavier than B, I've done a little bit more of A. I did 125 grams of A, 115 grams of B, so I've got 240 grams, so about a cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave most of it just to sit and warm up a little bit, but I want to just pour some in here because before it starts getting too thick, I'd like to pour some around the edge and add my stones, and then I'll do some purple drops afterwards. So let's see if I can get this in, and I think it's best to put the resin in first rather than put the stones in dry, otherwise you tend to get bubbles because the resin, because it's a thick resin, it doesn't tend to want to go in between the little rocks. So we'll just do that first. The rest of this I'll put back in here so that it all warms at the same time and we get it all to be the same temperature. Resin that's in a deeper cup like this plastic cup is going to warm much faster than a little bit of resin in there, so we'll get it all to come to the same temperature. I'll just give it a bit of a tap tap tap. Just make sure we haven't got any bubbles. I can't see any, so it should be fine, like having the other resin on the outside. I need another cup. I need another cup for my stones, so I thought I'll get this done while I'm waiting for my resin to warm up. Now let's see if I can get this in here. Oh, I can see a couple of bubbles. Never mind, just sort of get that in there like so. And I need a stick of some kind. I'll use a toothpick. I'm just going to be careful that you don't scratch your mold. I'm just going to push those in there like so. Easier said than done. It's easier this way with a cup against this edge of the mold. There we go. Oh, I need some more. All right, let's just get those pushed in. And I wanted to use something that was heavy so it stays in that little channel there. You know, I didn't want to use glitter that's going to come out and then spread. So I've chosen the stones. I've got a lot of products that I've, you know, bought a long time ago, and I thought I must start using these before I go out and buy more things. Just use what I've got. And I'm using my Bloom pigment paste for the dots today. All right, I need a little bit more of this crushed glass. And a little bit more on this side. Okay, I think that'll do. Maybe, I think that'll do. All right, it'll just get this spread out a little bit. I'll just fix that. Right, I've just tidied that up. Doesn't matter too much if you get some resin on this bit here because it's going to be covered by resin anyway. Don't wipe your molds, guys. Just don't. You'll get smudges, you'll lose the gloss. Don't use paper towel on your molds. If you've got some dust, use a piece of tape and just, you know, do that. As soon as you've wiped your mold, that's it. You've lost the shine. You'll be forever having those smear marks on there. If you touch it with your finger, you'll probably get a finger mark, a fingerprint on it. So just be really careful with your molds. Don't touch them, okay? The only thing that can touch them is tape and resin. Otherwise, you'll be disappointed. You'll ruin your molds. Right, let's just take this temperature here. I'm not expecting it to be at 30 yet, but we'll just see how it's going. Oh, some on Fahrenheit. Can you see? Hopefully you can see. 28. Oh, 29. Gosh. 30. 30.6, 31. Oh gosh. Okay, that is 88 Fahrenheit. 89. Okay, 31. So we're coming up to 32 degrees. All right, so we'll stop there. It doesn't feel hot. But that's because, you know, normal body temperature is, you know, 36, 37 degrees Celsius. So when you're filling your resin and you think, yeah, it's not really feeling hot yet, that's because it's cooler than your body temperature. So we'll get that decanted out. So I'm going to pop most of it in here, and then I'm going to put 30 grams or 1 ounce in there. But we'll do this first. There's a hair in my mold. I'm not sure exactly how much I wanted to use. So I'm just going to put 30 grams in there. There is a little hair. Got it. All right, 30 grams in here. Probably won't need it all, but I very much doubt I'll need it all. So that's going to be for that. And put a little bit more. When you're doing your 3D blooms or your fireworks, you really need to make sure that you've got enough resin for your white to move. Because if you've got a really, really thin layer of resin, it's really not going to move very well, is it? I'm going to give it a very light little torch with my little baby torch. Don't use the big daddy. You'll fuse your mold with your resin, just very, very lightly. Okay, let's do the bloom. So we've got 30 grams in there, so we need 3 drops. If you want it a little bit heavier, like darker, you can use an extra drop. Whoop, oh my gosh. Why does it keep doing that? Okay, I'm going to need another cup. Hang on. I'm squeezing too hard. I'm not paying attention. I'm squeezing too hard. Let's see if I can get 30 grams into this cup here. Got a little bit left over. I was waiting for it to come to the end of the tip there at the nozzle, but I squeezed too hard. Oh gosh. Okay, I've got 25 grams there. I mean, I could take a little bit more out. I don't think I'll need too much. All right, let's try this again. Oops, I've got the wrong stick in. Oh my gosh. All right, wait till it gets to the end. Wait till it comes to the nozzle. Oh, there it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's better. Oh my gosh. Hopefully that was in camera. I was kind of off to the side a little bit. So we'll mix that in. Right, so before we get any more stirring done, let's put the alcohol inks in. I'm using purple. These are the fluid inks by Octopus. There's a bit of glass spreading there. I'm going to do plum and purple. So I'm going to do plum around the edge. Don't need too much colour because it does spread pretty well. That should be enough. So that was plum. And then purple. It can go, whoa. So just basically 2 shades of purple. That'll do. It will move into the middle, so might need another plum there, actually, just to close that up a bit. A little plum. Alrighty, let's get this white mixed in. So if you kind of start your process when your resin's about 30 degrees Celsius, you'll get time to fiddle around and, you know, decant, mix your white, drop your inks, all that kind of stuff before your resin gets too hot. If it starts getting too hot, it's not going to move properly, and you really want it to still keep, you know, moving. So let's do this. We'll pop the white in here in my little piping bag. So I've got about 25 grams in there with 3 drops of white. If you wanted it really sort of transparent, you could do 2 drops, but I've just gone 3. And you can still see through the stick. Oh, I didn't stir that very well. Okay, here we go. Move everything to the side. Just get a little bit of paper towel there. And my scissors. I've cut about that. All right, here we go with the drops. Got a little bit of crushed rock floating. I don't know how a rock floats, but anyway, let's get this done. Wind that up, make sure it's tucked in there so it's not going to drag in your resin. And here we go, we're just going to do dots. My dots are drooping a bit. Hope I haven't left it too long. I've got sticky dots. Okay, I'm going to go lower. There we go. Go lower. Maybe I made my hole a bit big. Hard to know. It's kind of like the white's just leaving like a little train, so maybe my hole's a bit big. It's actually been quite a while since I've done one of these. I'm a bit out of practice. I've been doing, you know, the 3D, well, not the 3D, the fairy flowers and dragon flowers and all that kind of stuff for a while. So when you're doing your next row, try and offset your dots so it's not right in front of another dot. It seems to work better if you can. Feel free to fast forward. I can't stop now and pause the video, but if you don't want to see me doing dots, just fast forward and catch up with me a bit later. I don't know why it's doing that. It's leaving a little trail. I'm sure it'll be all right. Oops, and around we go again. I'm trying to offset the dots on this row to between the 2 dots above. Doesn't always work, especially when you're rushing. But the circle is getting smaller, so you potentially can do a dot in between the other 2 dots because your area is getting smaller. Are they blooming yet, guys? I can't see. I'm concentrating on dotting. Hopefully they're moving. Okay, I seem to be having a little bit more control of the bag now that I'm starting to empty. Can't see the dots as well when they're in the purple. not putting any glitter in it. I'm just going to do the dots. And yeah, like I said, I hope I haven't left it too long. I think that'll do, because the middle ones should close a little bit, so I won't put any more in there. Just having a little look to see if I've got any weird spots. In a couple of areas, it's like the ink's doing weird things. I'm not sure if it's going to, yeah, I don't know. Ink's doing weird things. Not sure what's going on there with the ink. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Got a little bit of white left over, so yeah, didn't need the full 25 grams after all. Light little torch again. If you've got any bubbles around the edges, don't torch around the edges, just pop those bubbles or bring them into the center and then torch, because if you torch too close to this silicone, you'll melt it. Yeah, I'm not sure. See around here, the ink's doing weird things. Hope that'll still look nice. I did this, the same thing happened the other day when I used these. Maybe I'll use I might try just my resin inks next time instead of the alcohol inks. Alcohol sometimes does weird things, so cross fingers that it's still going to look nice. I've still got a little bit of room in the mold to do a top coat if I want to later. I thought I might do like a really deep dark purple. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm a bit concerned about these areas here. I am. Oh my gosh. Maybe it'll settle. See, the alcohol is making it sort of separate a bit. But yeah, next time I do it, I'll use the resin inks instead of the alcohol inks and just see if we get a better effect. But you can see along the edges there, it's starting to bloom, starting to spread. And the outside dots always move faster than the inside dots. Again, not sure what's going on with this purple in the center here. These big ones, they look a bit weird. All right, I will see you when it's time to do the top coat. Right, it has cured. A little bit bendy still, but certainly cured enough to put the top coat on. I see a couple of little bits of glass that have floated over the top. Hopefully you won't be able to see them from the other side. And what I was thinking, and I didn't notice it until afterwards, that I should have started my dots further in, because now some of the dots are going to be under these stones, and I would have preferred to see the rounded dots, the beginning of the rounded dots. But I think they've actually moved, I think they must have moved out as well. I'm sure I put them further in, but anyway, hopefully it'll still look good. So I have got some Colour Passion purple. It's called Erica Shimmer. I'm going to put some of that in, and then I've got some black in case I want to make it darker. So make sure you use a clean stick. The stick that I was stirring the resin with, I've cleaned it and put it over to the side and got a fresh stick. Alright. See, I'm trying to get like a slightly different shade. I don't want quite the same. So the plum on the outside has sort of gone a bit more pinky, and then the purple that I used in the middle, it kind of had like a bluish tone to it, and it's gone quite dark when it's all come to the center. So we'll see what this one's going to be like. I just didn't want to have it too similar, you know, the colors, and I didn't want to do black this time. Look at that. Certainly is a shimmer, isn't it? Wow. I think I'd like it a bit darker though. I'm going to add just a drop of this black. In we go. Not sure exactly what that is, whether it's an ink or a very thin paste. It's from Art Pro. Not sure exactly what it is. I don't think it's an alcohol ink, but yeah, it's either a resin ink or it's a very thin paste. do another drop, I think. And you go, oh gosh, 2 went in. Oh my gosh. Is it only me? Like, I make such a mess with these things. Oh. All right, that's looking darker. That's better. That's what I was after. Nice dark purple with a little bit of shimmer in it still. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to need all of this or not. I only want a thin layer, so I'm happy to keep some to do on something else. Let's see how that goes. Don't need a lot. And just because your mold is that deep doesn't mean you have to fill it up. If you don't want to fill it up all the way, that's fine. You don't have to do that. We'll need a bit more though. Just to make sure it spreads all the way. And then that's it. We just leave that to cure. This is the Platinum 360 Plus, the top layer. So it cures pretty fast. I'll be able to unmold this in about 6 hours, even though the bottom layer will be ready to unmold earlier. You've got to go by your later level layer, don't you? All right, make sure it's up against this sides there. Okay, that's it. Now it's going to move because it's well, it's not a mica powder, but it should just all kind of move into the middle anyway. But if you wanted to, you could just give it a very light spray with some isopropyl alcohol, just in a little makeup spray bottle there, just to pop those surface bubbles, so you don't have to torch it. And then that's it. I will see you for the unmolding soon. Righto, it has cured. I've just got it out of my dehydrator, my food dehydrator that I no longer use for dehydrating chew sticks for my dogs. That's what I bought it for. They're like, yeah, chew sticks. Jerky for the dogs. All right, let's get this out. I will link this oval mold for you down in the description if you'd like that one. It's amazing. It's nice and thick and chunky, not like some of those El Cheapo molds. So I will link that one for you if you would like to get yourself one of those. All right. Oh, let me know if you want me to do a video on using my food dehydrator as a curing machine. All right, it's a little bit soft because it's been in there. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, I hope it's worked. Oh, it's nerve-wracking. Here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, dare I do it? Shut the front door. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh, what do you think? Look at all of those that have just been pulled into the center. The center looks really nice too. Very nice. See, if you're doing this sort of design, you don't need to put stones or anything in the middle. The white just sort of comes together. If your white does not come together, you can get your syringe and you can just suck a little bit out of the middle if you want to. And that way it'll just ensure that it all closes up, so you can do that, so that you know you're going to have an amazing piece. Look at that. Now, this is the little lip I was telling you about there. Little trinket tray. You could put your perfumes on it, your makeup, you could put your jewellery on it next to your bed, you could put it at the front door, throw your keys in it, you could put it up on a plate stand and just display it proudly in your home. Resin doesn't always have to be useful, I don't think, because, you know, people do paintings, oil paintings, watercolours, and it's just up on the wall for you to look at. You don't have to use it, so I don't see why resin can't be like that. If you do an amazing piece of resin, just display it proudly in your home. Now there you go. I'm showing you that because I want you to see that purple on the left there. See, it's pretty shimmery. There it is there on the right. Excuse the light above. Got those strip lights above. So that's what it looks like. And then when you go over here away from the lights, that's what it looks like there. That is so cool. I love it. Do you guys like it? What do you think? I like the stones around the edge too. Look, you can see the little petals down the side there. Some of my edge petals are kind of gone under because I probably should have started a little bit more in towards the edge, away from the edge, because you know, they're under here. You can't see them, but yeah, I think it's really pretty. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed my video. Let me know what you think of it, of my little trinket tray, and I will see you all again real soon for the next one. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care and bye for now. So happy with this one.